Once a nomadic people, the Tauren roamed the endless plains of the Barrens, hunting the mighty Kodo. Scattered across the land, the wandering tribes were united only by their common hatred for their sworn enemy, the marauding Centaur. Seeking aid against the Centaur, the great chieftain Cairn Bloodhoof befriended the savage Orcs who had recently journeyed to Kalimdor. With the Orcs' help, Cairn and his tribe were able to drive back the Centaur and claim the grasslands of Mulgore for their own. Upon the windswept mesa of Thunder Bluff, Cairn built a refuge for his people. Over time, the scattered tribes united under a single banner. Though the noble Tauren are peaceful in nature, the rites of the Great Hunt are venerated as the heart of their spiritual culture. As a tribesman of Mulgore, you must test your skills in the wild and prove yourself in the Great Hunt.
Greetings, adventurer, and welcome to Camp Ranch. News of your arrival spread quickly among the tribe. You have a promising air about you and will prove yourself to the tribe. Perhaps someday soon, you will be welcomed into the great city of Thunder Bluff. But before that can happen, you must prove yourself to my father, Chief Hawkwind. Up here on Red Cloud Mesa, we pride ourselves on keen hunting skills. Tauren hunt out of necessity and for sport. Our supply of meats has run low, and we require feathers for clothing. Hunt the nearby plain striders, and prove yourself by resupplying the village.
How?
All members of the tribe share
May
in
the eternal sun
We live
shine
together and
upon
work
thee.
together. Our commitment to one another carries with it a high degree of responsibility. I ask of you now a humble task. My mother set out this morning to fetch water from the well to the southeast of Naracha. It has been quite some time now. Perhaps you could check on her for me while I attend to tribal matters here.
You traveled all this way just to help an old woman? My, aren't you a keeper? I have traveled many paths through life, and these old legs lack the vigor they once had. I can still perform my duties to the tribe. Sometimes it just takes an old woman a little longer to do the task. But you look like an eager adventurer. Let's put some of that youthful vitality to the test. Take a water pitcher from the well and bring it to my son, the chief, in Camp Narache. Remember that even the most humble task can gain the recognition of elders.
The Tauren of Narache. Thank you, adventurer. You show much promise.
Bye. Ancestors watch over you.
A Tauren skilled in the ways of the hunt knows that his prey is not for mere trophy. The beasts of the plains provide us with a means of survival. You will make quite an impression on the elders if you can bring back some highly valued mountain cougar pelts.
Walk with the Earth Mother.
Beasts lurking in the hills to the south. Our children need clothing and our tents need mending. You carried this pitcher back at the Great Mother's bidding, I see. Your willingness to help others and provide for the Tauren of Camp Narache leads me to believe you would make the tribe proud in Thunderbluff someday. Your willingness to perform a humble task for the Tauren of Narache and your eagerness to learn are noble traits, adventurer. I believe one day you will be heralded in Thunderbluff as the adventurer of greatness. Before that, you must embark on the rites of the Earth Mother, of which there are 3. The first test is the rite of strength. Travel to Seer Greytongue and tell him Chief Hawkwind has sent you. You will find the Seer's abode directly to the south of Camp Narache, tucked away in the hills.
Adventurer. I have heard of you, newcomer. Perhaps it is you that will help us where others have failed. We Tauren have carved a home out of this land, but not without a cost. The bristleback quill boars of Brambleblade Ravine, led by Chief Sharp-Tusk Thornmantle, have made our lives difficult with their continued war against us. I charge you to bring me the chief's head. He will be found in the ravine to the east in their makeshift village.
Embarking on the rites of the Earth Mother is no small task. The rites of the Earth Mother are the steps a young Tauren needs to take to gain respect in Thunderbluff. First, you must pass the rite of strength. In this test, you must prove your bravery by slaying enemies of the tribe. Bristlebacks of Brambleblade Ravine to the east are encroaching on our tribal lands. They ambush our hunting parties and steal from the village by dark. Show your valor by slaying these villains and return to the chief in Camp Narache with their belts as proof of your deeds.
How may
The
I
Tauren
aid
of
you?
Narachi, thank you for these provisions, adventurer. With your skill in the ways of the hunt, you will surely be revered in Thunderbluff someday. The battle boars of Brambleblade Ravine to the east are encroaching on our tribal hunting grounds. They are trained to be malicious by the bristleback quill boars with whom we are at war. Go and slay the vile creatures and bring back some snouts
You
and
wish to
flanks
speak?
so that we can make stew for our young.
Justice has been served on this day by your swift actions, adventurer. Let this deed serve as a warning to all who would threaten our home. You have earned this reward to help you on your sojourn, young adventurer. May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
What?
This is quite alarming indeed. But with this information, we can call on our brethren from Bloodhoof Village to help thwart the attack. You have saved the lives of many Tauren, adventurer. You have passed the first test of the rights of the Earth Mother. The tribe will be proud. For you to continue with the rights of the Earth Mother, you must pass 2 more tests. It is time for you to broaden your experience, adventurer. Travel to Bloodhoof Village and seek out the chief, Bane Bloodhoof, son of Cairn. There you may continue your journey and earn the acceptance of the elders of Thunderbluff. Take this totem to Bane. He will recognize my carvings and help you on your path. Follow the road out of Camp Narach and travel with haste. Do not stray, or you will lose your way.
What brings you here?
How may I aid you? Be careful. Well met. May the eternal sun shine upon thee.
Most excellent. These ingredients will make a fine stew, and the loss of those boars should be a fair lesson to those vile bristlebacks.
Greetings. Goodbye.
Adventurer, please, I beg of you. Can you help me?
Careful.
I have not finished my tasks here on the mesa. I'm in the middle of my rite of strength, and my father asked me to deliver these furs to the inn in Bloodhoof. I'm far from rested enough to complete both my rite and this task for my father. Would you mind going on for me? The inn is pleasant and a perfect place to rest during your long travels. I'm sure you'll agree once you see it.
Well met. Unleash your fury!
You know, older bulls really only have one function.
How may I aid you?
Word from my good friend Tauren. Oh, I can see by his carvings you're of a special breed.
Go in peace.
There are dwarves preparing a dig site to the northwest. They think secrets lie in the earth, and that is true. But hollowing, defiling the land is no way to earn its teachings. Collect the dwarven tools of digging, smash them, and return to me with the dwarves' broken tools. You can smash the tools at a forge. You will find one in Thunderbluff, but any forge, even a forge at the dwarven camp, will suffice. The Rite of Vision, one of the rites of the Earth Mother, will help guide you toward earning the respect of the elders of Thunderbluff. Our people have learned that the land is our most holy provider. In order to take part in the ritualistic vision, you must speak with the spiritual leader of the village, Zarlman Two Moons.
Be careful.
Adventurer, there are many conflicts that wound this land. It is my hope
meet.
that you will not bear witness to as many of them as I have. Yet, there is one that I would ask you to seek out. It will give you some sense of how terrible, if left unchecked, even a small threat can be to the land. Palin and Knolls have settled to the south of Bloodhoof and in a cave to the west. They disrespect our attempts to communicate with them, and they slay the wildlife of Mulgore unbridled. Words are no longer the answer. Ah, the furs I was expecting. Thank you. These came faster than I'd expected. They will make good blankets for anyone who wishes to stay here. Please, feel free to stay as long as you like. My inn is always open, and all of our people are welcome here. And don't underestimate a good night's rest. It can make a great difference while you're out traveling. Thank you for taking the time to speak to me, adventurer. I am Rule, warrior and teacher. You have obviously reached an age when you must prepare for your trials if you are to adventure much further out of Mulgore. If you wish a test of your strength, start by seeking out the wind-fury harpies to the southeast. They nestle along the mountain's edges away from the road. They are one of our natural enemies here in Mulgore, and will be a good gauge of your skill. Goblins and their servants have tainted our sacred water wells. We cannot allow this. To cleanse each well, I must create a cleansing totem. Then you must bring the totem to the well and perform a cleansing ritual. First, we will create a cleansing totem for the Winterhoof water well. To do this, the land must offer its aid. Hunt prairie wolves for their paws, and adult plain striders for their talons. They are to the southwest. Return to me with the paws and talons, adventurer.
Greetings,
The swoop is a
traveler.
cunning bird,
We shall
and difficult
meet
to find
again.
and hunt. A collection of swoop quills is a badge of cleverness and determination for a hunter. If you are willing to take up this task, then enter the plains and hunt the swoop. Bring me their quills, and bring honor to your clan. The swoops may be found anywhere in Mulgore, but your eyes must be sharp to spot them, and your hooves must be quick to catch them. I sensed you would be coming to me, adventurer. I can always recognize one who is trying to pass the rites of the Earth Mother. In order to pass through the Rite of Vision, you must gather the reagents needed to make the water of the seers. I will need well stones, which can be found around the water wells in Mulgore. With those, I will combine ambercorn, which fall beneath the mighty trees in our land. These reagents contain magical elements, and when brewed and consumed before the tribal fire, will cause you to encounter a vision. Follow it, and it will lead you to the next step of this holy quest. My grandfather told me stories about his battles with a strider named Mazranaje. He told me of its demonic red eyes, razor-sharp talons, and venomous bite. As fortune would have it, while traveling across the plains, I encountered it, and it took a nasty bite from my shoulder. He was as terrible as my grandfather described. I will need some hard-to-find animal parts to clean the infection from his bite. A wolf heart, cougar femur, plain strider scale, and swoop gizzard. Hurry. Time is of the essence.
winds be at your back.
Adventurer, it is good you have taken my task seriously. Respect of the land and its creatures is important. Death and life are a circle, a necessity. One cannot exist without the other. Take time to ponder this and do well to never forget it. You have done well, adventurer. I will take these and bind their power into a totem of cleansing. I have crafted the totem to cleanse the Winterhoof water well. Hail! Now, you must take it to the well and perform a cleansing ritual. You will find it to the southeast, guarded by foul goblins. This will not be an easy task, but you must do it if we are ever to use its waters again. Well, fortune to you, adventurer. I know that gathering these quills was not an easy task, adventurer. In doing this, you prove that you are an adventurer of merit. It is good to have you at Bloodhoof Village.
Traveler.
I see you have learned to gather from our sacred land, adventurer. It will take but a moment for me to brew the water of the seers. I now present you with the water of the seers. When you are ready, consume the waters near the tribal fire. Once you have ingested the holy waters, it will take a few moments before the vision materializes before the fire. At that point, it is up to you to follow it to your destiny. Thank you, adventurer. Using the items you brought me, I'll be able to create the remedy I need to stop the spread of the infection and eventually cure it completely. I owe you my life in thanks, but I'll never forget that screeching call when Masranach came upon me, the blaze of color as its beak descended. Be wary on your travels.
May the wind be at your back.